most in Big 12 history for a freshman in their debut. Here we go, Baylor versus NAIA. John Brown today. Jonathan Chumwa jumps center against Tyron Collins. And John Brown has the first possession of the day. This game is underway. And again, why are we playing at 11 a.m. on a Thursday as Collins knocks down the triple from outside. First points of the day by John Brown.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what type of energy Baylor comes out with. Yeah, they had a long night after the game. They got back late, so I want to see. A lot of times these are the type of games where you start off slow and you pick it up as the game goes on, but will they bring that same energy?
Nice drive and the assist by RayJ Dennis to Jonathan Chumwa. Bears' first bucket of the day. It's 3-2. Again, we're playing a morning game near steal on the perimeter by Jalen Bridges. We've got 3,000 elementary school students as our guests here at the game today. It's a future Bears game. Schools, kids here from 26 different elementary schools around the area. There's a long three right side, no good by Shlante Askew. And the Bears have the ball. Jaden Nunn, new to Baylor this year. Nunn, new to the Baylor program. Also RayJ Dennis, new to the Baylor program this year. All these guys had their Baylor debuts on Tuesday that come from behind win over Auburn. Played out in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
You know, that's one area where I want to see RayJ Dennis get a little bit better. In the first game, he had 7 turnovers. Didn't really have any turnovers in the second half, but he didn't play as much. I want to see him be able to take care of the ball. He is the leading point guard of this team.
Long three straight away, sails out of bounds. Drew Miller with that shot and the miss. First bucket of the day by Jonathan Chumwa. King, his first points of the year. He played considerably the other night, but didn't score for the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, when you rotating the bigs like Yves Messi or Jonathan or Josh, I forgot how you pronounce his last name. Ojonwuna. When you have a plethora of bigs like that can do multiple things, I mean, sometimes you get squeezed.
Bears were down by 9 at halftime. Came back to win that one by 6, as we said, 88-82. Knifing to the bucket there is Jaden Nunn, the transfer from VCU. Gives the Bears the lead at 4-3.
Jaden Nunn just has this toughness about him. At the end of the game, last 4 minutes, Aiden Holloway was going crazy against Auburn, but Jaden Nunn took that personal and took the challenge to be able to stop him and really slowed him down.
Runner no good by Noah Taylor. Yeah, that's interesting you notice that because Jaden Nunn was a real key for the Bears. His defense, his on-ball defensive pressure was a big part in that Baylor comeback.
And the other part that a lot of people didn't really realize is when RayJ Dennis had the fouls and he was on the bench because of foul trouble, who was at the point guard holding everything down, being able to control the tempo of the game? It was Jaden Nunn. I mean, his versatility offensively and defensively, he's going to be a great addition.
Pull-up jumper is good by Malachi Reeves for JBU. 6'4" sophomore from Lexington, South Carolina. JBU regains the lead, 5-4 over the Bears, 3 minutes in, first half. Chachua flicks off a three, top of the key, a little bit long. Third meeting all time between Baylor and John Brown University. Got some distinct ties between these programs we'll tell you about. There's a strip of the ball. RayJ Dennis brings it up all the way and lays it in with the left hand.
He's just so smooth in transition. The half fake spin to get the layup with the left side. He's so smooth.
RayJ Dennis transferred to Baylor from Toledo. Played at Boise before that. Now a starter here at Baylor. Nice drive, got by his defender, and Askew lays it in.
You know, one thing I'm seeing with JBU is they're not afraid at this moment. They're stepping on this court. The way they're attacking, they are playing aggressively. A lot of times, an NAIA school will come to a school like Baylor and be very passive. But they're not scared of the moment.
There's Jaden Nunn, a three from the right side. Nunn gives the Bears the lead back at 9-7. Askew going to drop the ball off, top of the key to Tyron Collins. And a steal. RayJ Dennis is grabbed to avoid a lay-in at the other end. RayJ Dennis making his presence felt here in the early going.
Jaded none.
At Baylor, he was here 2002 to 2004, so bit of a homecoming today for Jason and his wife Becca and their kids. Fun to have them back in the Farrell Center.
Yeah, there we go. Baylor alums.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. We love it.
Great connection. Part of the reason this game is on the schedule.
Oh,
wow, look at that spin move to the bucket and the dunk by RayJ Dennis.
He loves the half spin. Anytime he backs you down, he's really good in the post. But he loves the spin move, and typically he gets whatever he wants with it.
Bears have the lead, 11-7 over JBU. There's some pressure on the perimeter that leads to a turnover by the Eagles. King, here's another look at that spin and
just
the
look at this
dunk.
right here. A nice little spin move. If you're JBU, you have to be able to slide over and load up because you cannot put RayJ Dennis on an island one-on-one. It's just an automatic bucket.
Bears up 11-7, 3 left side. Jalen Bridges hit a couple of threes the other night in the win over Auburn. Missed that one. Eve Misi is on the floor for the Bears. And there's Misi with a big-time block. How about that altitude on that jump?
Yeah, Misi might be one of the best rim protectors in all of college basketball. His athleticism is elite. Look at this. He meets it at the very top before it drops and is able to get contact on the ball. He is an elite rim protector, and he's not going to be here long, J-Mo. we better enjoy this 1 year that we see him, because after what he did against Auburn and what I think he will continue to do, he will not be here long.
He had 2 blocks the other night, the win over Auburn, his first today. Misi is a 7-foot, 235-pound true freshman from the Cameroon. Caleb Lohner off the Baylor bench, in for the first time today. Langston Love is out there, and Miro Little is out there as well. Miro, freshman from Finland.
This Baylor team is deep, and that's a tough shot right there. That is an elite bucket, but this Baylor team is deep right now. Look on the court. Langston Love, Miro Little, Eves, Misi, D'Antoine Grimes, Caleb Lohner. These are guys who could go start at any other program. Baylor this year, when you look at it, the problem that they'll have is, how do you fit all these guys into the rotation? Because you cannot play 10 or 11 when conference play comes. You're going to have to shorten it, and that's a problem that Coach Drew's going to have to figure out. That's why I don't coach. But they are so loaded this year. They're probably the deepest team in the Big 12.
D'Antoine Grimes, a 3. Thought that ball hit the front of the rim. The shot clock expired. Misi got the offensive rebound. And then a whistle and a foul. I think it did hit the front of the iron, even though the shot clock expired. Then a foul. And Bears will shoot free throws for the first time today. So these 5 that are out there right now, no starters. I mean, all 5 of these guys off the bench.
Yeah, but they all contribute. I mean, you saw what Misi did in the game against Auburn. You saw what Langston Love did. Came in and hit a few threes. Miro Little is a guy who I think is extremely talented. And what made me see that, he comes in the game fresh off the bench, and 10 seconds left, the ball is in his hand. He has to create. But he's able to go get a bucket, a critical tool in that possession of the game. So I think that he's another guy that can provide something, but might get squeezed this year because the guard depth, they have a lot of good guards.
Missed free throw by Misi, but the offensive rebound and put back by Caleb Lohner, his first 2 today. Bears go up by 4, their biggest lead so far here in the first half. 14-10, Baylor leads JBU 3, right side. Lohner takes it out of the air, outlet to D'Antoine Grimes, the Kilgore College transfer, redshirted a year ago. Cat Quick gives to Little, played with the Finnish national team over the summer. And the pass on the wing through the hands and out of bounds.
I think that's huge because not only did he play, but he started for the Finnish national team. And on that team is a guy named Lauri Markkanen, one of the best power forwards in all of the NBA. So to be able to play against high-level competition, I mean, the guards in the World Cup, they were elite, all-NBA point guards, and Miro Little is battling against them. The kid is talented, and he can play at a high level.
True freshman playing against that type of competition in the summer. Nice lob down low, leads to the bucket for Tyron Collins. Tyron Collins, his father was on the 1995 Oklahoma State Final Four team. Collins, good pedigree. Zone defense by JBU. Good ball movement by Baylor. Grimes drives and puts it up and in.
And that's why I think D'Antoine Grimes is at his best. Whenever he's able to put his head down, get downhill, because he has the speed it takes. And he has the physical frame and the athleticism to finish over bigs. Sometimes he has to make better decisions, though, while driving.
Bears lead at 16-12 over John Brown. And that'll be a turnover by the Eagles. Bears ball. 12:19 on the clock. First half. Season home opener for the Bears. JBU, their third game of the season. DC goes to the bench. Here is Josh Ojanwuna on for the first time today. How about that tandem? You start with Chachua. You go to Misi. Now you got Ojanwuna in the post.
Yeah, I mean, they are pretty much the same type of big. You really have no drop-off because they're all athletic. They protect the rim at a high level. Jonathan Chachua isn't the same level of athlete that he was before he got injured. But the backup two are literally the same version of him, but 3 inches taller.
Right. Nice offensive rebound for the Bears. Gives them a second chance. Then they lose it out of bounds, and it goes over to John Brown. Timeout on the floor, under 12. Timeout.
To get transfers, but also impact freshmen in Jacoby Walters, Miro Little, and Yves Misi. I think he did a great job when it comes to recruiting and bringing the right type of players in to make Baylor a successful program and to keep it on the same level that it's been on.
Great infusion of talent. Only one starter back for Coach Drew this year compared to last. JBU with the ball. Out of the timeout, another three. This one's no good. 6 of their 11 shots from the floor have been three-point attempts by JBU. This pass batted away in there by JBU. Miro Little. Jacoby Walter drives on the baseline. Stripped to the ball, gets it back, and then a push and a foul on the Eagles.
You know what's interesting about that, J-Mo? You said there's only one starter back from last year. Well, it looks like this team, based off the game that I watched against Auburn, this team is more connected. They are more gelled than I have seen in the past 2 years since they've had the team with Davion Mitchell, Maceo Teague, Jared Butler. This team is more connected. When you talk about the culture of joy, you saw that in the Auburn game. The way that they celebrate each other's success, the way that they played together as a team. They were genuinely happy when somebody was going off. Jacoby was hitting all those shots. They were looking for them. When Jacoby didn't score in the last 6 minutes of the game, Yves Misi got the dunk. Jacoby was celebrating more than anybody on the court. This team represents the culture of joy more so than the previous 2 years.
Coach Jason Beshta looks on in front of the JBU bench. Bears inbound. Three-pointer by Walter. Rims out, no good. Out of bounds and over to the Eagles. 16-12 our score. There are the returnees for the Bears this year. Jalen Bridges, Jonathan Chachua, Langston Love. Showed you a good look at some of the newcomers. Key here early in the season is to get everybody to mesh. Foul on the perimeter on Josh Ojanwuna. Boaz Camp fouled, 6'9" sophomore from Tulsa.
Now, if you're JBU right now, you're really not in a bad spot. I mean, typically you come in a game like this and you expect to be down by way more, but you're only down by 4. And you're really making shots. You're playing well.
That one in and out by Noah Taylor. Yeah, you're right. I mean, a 4-point game here, almost at the midpoint of the first half.
Hey, they're getting good looks. They're honestly getting what they want right now against the Baylor defense.
So the Bears bring it up, leading by 4. 10:43 mark first half. A lot of energy in the building with all the youngsters that are here. We call it Future Bears game, King. It's also referred to as the Scream game because there's a constant kind of shrill from the elementary school students.
And it's a way different type of energy. I remember playing in these type of games. And, you know, typically like games get loud, but this is just loud for no reason. You know?
Right.
You can do anything. You can make a turnover, and they're still screaming.
Yeah.
They're just happy to be here.
And I tell you what, if you show them on the video board, just ramps it up that much higher. It's fun, though.
And don't let a song come on that they all know.
That's right.
Now all of a sudden, they're super lit.
That's right. Bounce it comes to Jaden Nunn. Free throw line jumper. Nice soft touch. Drops in for him. There's up their lead to 18-12 first half. Taylor brings it up. That shot bucket ended a 2-minute, 15-second scoring drought by Baylor. Near steal. It is a steal by Nunn on the perimeter. Gives it away to RayJ Dennis. Ball knocked away from behind. Take it the other way. A three-pointer. No good by Askew. But the follow-up is there for JBU. Quick timeout by the Eagles.
I like this pressure right here. Come out of the timeout. I like this right here by Coach because it just gives a different look, gives you a different feel.
Bears break the pressure. Jacoby Walter has the ball in his hands. Back outside to RayJ Dennis. RayJ surveys his options, originally from Plainfield, Illinois. Underneath the bucket and a foul and a chance at a three-point play for Josh Ojanwuna.
That's a great find by Jalen Bridges, and I think this is one area where I think Jalen Bridges has really grown the most. It's not all about scoring for him. It's about being that leader, that upperclassman that does the little things in order to win. I mean, talking to him before the game, he said he loves this team. He said that in the last game they played against Auburn, he said they were so connected. There was never a time in the game where he thought that they would lose because he trusts this team and he loves what they bring to the table.
Free throw no good, but Bridges has the rebound. Bears keep it there, half of the floor. Dennis drives along the baseline, outside to Walter. Jacoby Walter spins. Puts it up and in. There's a good look at the talents of the freshman Jacoby Walter. First points of the day.
The spin move right there. Such a tough move to get the fade away from the mid-range. That's a tough bucket.
22-14. Bears extend their largest lead of the half. Walter working hard on the defensive end. Pressure Malachi Reeves. Into the corner, three-pointer. That one's no good. Ojanwuna flies in for the rebound. RayJ Dennis, Bears push the tempo. Jaden Nunn now around the perimeter. Back to Nunn for the open three. No good. Ojanwuna fouled on the putback attempt for the Bears.
And that was all set up by RayJ Dennis. When he came off the pick and roll, was able to locate the tag, kick it to Jaden Nunn, and because he forced rotations, now Ojanwuna has an easy rebound that he could go right back up and get fouled.
Baylor a serious height advantage over JBU. The rebounding numbers show that early, 13-6. Baylor leading in rebounds. Free throw rims out. Tell you another thing Baylor did well the other night to win over Auburn. They shot free throws well. They had a bunch of them and took advantage of it. It's 27 of 34 shooting free throws.
Yeah, they shot free throws well, and they really, I don't know, it was just such a gritty win. And that's one of those games where they really weren't supposed to win in a sense of they got outplayed for about 35 minutes. Auburn played better than them for 35, 36 minutes of that game. But the last 4 to 5 minutes, Baylor really turned it up. Defensively, they hit shots. They just found a way, and that's what you want to see. I know Coach Drew was happy to see that early on in the season because typically you don't really see wins like that until later on. So maybe midway to maybe conference starts. But to see that from the first game shows you what type of team you're going to have.
So I know how important he is, an important part of the staff he is. But great connection there, Ty Beard, to Baylor and John Brown University.
Yeah, Ty does a lot for the program. I mean, his work with the video. Coach Drew couldn't live without Ty.
That's exactly
Coach Drew needs Ty more than anything and relies on Ty.
Well said.
I know it's not easy to work for Coach Drew because, like I said earlier, he demands a lot, but Ty always comes to play, and he meets the expectations.
Very well said. How about the block on the defensive end by Jalen Bridges? Watch him.
Just another example of Jalen Bridges doing the little things that equate to winning. It's not all about scoring for him. He plays defense. He rebounds. He is the glue of this team this year.
Good example of working well and working hard on both sides of the floor for Jalen Bridges. Yves Missi is back on for Baylor.
I look at Jalen Bridges almost as like this year's version of Mark Vital. They're different players, but they play the same role for the team. They are the glue. They are the piece that holds everything together. Great pass by RayJ Dennis.
For the assist, and the three knocked down by Jaden Nunn for the Bears.
That's what makes RayJ Dennis so great. His ability on a pick and roll to locate where the defense is and locate the tag and hit the open man and hit you right on the money.
Lead grows to 12 for the Bears, 26-14. Nice smooth penetration down low, and Lucas Gabani with the shot. Just took it right at the Baylor big man and gets the bucket. It's a good comparison, King. Talking about Jalen Bridges compared to Mark Vital. They are different type players. They're different body types, but the roles they fill on this team very, very similar. Mark Vital, birthday a couple of days ago. Nice pass. Easy bucket for Yves Missi. Jaden Nunn, the assist.
This backcourt is going to be one of the most underrated, probably best backcourts in the Big 12. RayJ Dennis and Jaden Nunn, they're going to be able to compete with the best of them. I cannot wait until we see the matchup against Duke and Tyrese Proctor. And I forgot the other guard name, the freshman that came in. That's really good. But they're going to be one of the best backcourts in the Big 12 this year.
Baylor slapping at the ball, nearly had to steal a couple of times, but Malachi Reeves stays after it and gets the reverse layup to fall. Good job by Reeves to stay with that possession.
And John Brown doing a great job of just keeping this game close, keeping it within arm's length. You hit a few shots, the ball game could change.
You mentioned Duke. That's a matchup going to take place December 20th at Madison Square Garden in New York. Baylor and the Duke Blue Devils. There's a travel called on RayJ Dennis. Shuffled his feet before he put the ball on the floor. Turnover Bears. Kobe Walter to the bench. Langston Love is back on.
Now, once again, another turnover by RayJ Dennis. I mean, 7 in the first half against Auburn. He has 3 already against John Brown. He must take care of the ball better. He's too good, too experienced to turn the ball over as many times as we've seen him do it in the first 2 games.
Clay Nagade is on for John Brown. There's the miss on the layup, but the follow-up is good. Nagade with the bucket. 6'11" sophomore from Slovenia.
Somebody has to be able to rotate over. If Yves Missi is one for the block, you have to rotate over to block his man out.
Nice drive by Bridges into the paint for the layup. First points today for Jalen Bridges. Bears lead by 10.
I think Jalen Bridges made one of the best decisions by choosing to come back to school.
Nice look underneath to Drew Miller. Miller, the easy bank in. Good job by John Brown to get to the bucket and get those shots.
We're just seeing too many easy buckets by John Brown.
Wow, wow. How about that?
Oh, my goodness.
Alley-oop to Yves Missi and had to kind of contort his body to get the bucket, and he did so.
John, mid-air, he is facing sideways. He's facing the bench. Threw it in. That's the athleticism. That you just can't teach that.
Oh, drive shot blocked by Missi, his second block today. Ball is up for grabs. Missi standing flat-footed, gets it, pass up the floor, and Langston Love the bucket. Well, that happened in a hurry. The block at one end, the bucket at the other end. 12-point Baylor advantage. 3 no good. Fight for the rebound. Layup good, and a foul. Chance at a three-point play coming from Malachi Reeves.
The defensive intensity, the defensive level that Baylor is playing at right now just isn't good enough. I mean, right there, the last 2 buckets have been off of the offensive boards. There's no way, when you look at the size difference, John Brown should be getting offensive boards on a team like Baylor, because like you talked about earlier, John, the size difference is so great. Right now, the effort that they are playing with is not good enough to be able to go out there and beat good teams. And you talked about it earlier. They had a long night. They just came off a really big win. Can you bring the same energy game in, game out? And right now, they are not bringing that same energy that they had against Auburn in the second half.
Yeah, you've been in situations like that, right? When you were here, come off a big win, you got to come back, you got to get past that, turn the page, and play another team.
That's one of the hardest things to do. Whenever you have a really big emotional win like they had against Auburn, being able to come back. Like if you're playing a team like, I guess, a Kansas State or something like that, it's easy to get your energy up for that. But when you're playing a team such as John Brown that you think that you can beat, it can be hard.
There's Clay Nagade making some noise.
Baylor has 6-0 boards, so does JBU. JBU is losing the overall rebound battle 14-10, but in my opinion, that's a win. Because with the size gap that we keep mentioning, the rebounding battle shouldn't be close at all.
There's a whistle and a foul, but a well-designed play nearly led to an alley-oop dunk on the inbounds play.
No, that was an excellent drop out of a timeout from Coach Bester. The back screen to be able to misdirection to the lob, that is a great drop out of a timeout. No, I'll tell you what, this JBU team, the way they're playing right now, they play like this for the rest of the season. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in any NAIA program.
Playing well through the first half. That was on Miro Little. That's his first. In the paint, fade away. Shot is good by Malachi Reeves.
Malachi Reeves has had some tough buckets tonight. JBU has some guys on the squad that can really, really hoop.
He's 4 of 4 from the floor. He's got 9 points. Does Reeves. There's a nice alley-oop. Grimes to Misi for the flush.
It's a luxury to have an athletic big to where when things just go awry and you really don't know where you want to go with the ball, you can just put it in the air and your big man can get it.
Shot in the paint won't fall. Rebound Bears. Baylor's hit their last 7 shots from the floor. Lead is 11. Langston Love, drive, no. Big man with the rebound. Goes up and he is fouled. So Yves Misi will go back to the free throw line for Baylor.
Look at this right here. Make your read. You can just throw it up in the air and there's nobody on the court that can go meet him and get it at where he can get the ball at. That is a luxury to have a big man that can do this game in, game out.
Very athletic. Yves Misi at 7 feet. There's a play the other night against Auburn. You know what I'm talking about. He stole an inbounds pass and took, I think, 1 step and just jammed it home. Nearly tore the rim down. Unbelievable play by Misi.
Yeah, I'm watching the game at the crib, and he makes that play. I almost jumped out of my seat like, oh. Oh, man, I wasn't expecting him to throw it down that hard.
It happened so fast, too. Yeah.
But it was just such an impressive play. And typically guys at 6'11", 7 feet that play the big man role aren't able to make that play. But the fact that he can do that raised a lot of eyebrows, especially on the next level with NBA teams.
Jumper left elbow. He banked it in. Josh Stewart, the bucket.
Probably an and one. Got hit right there on the elbow. Ref should have called that one.
Makes it a 10-point difference again. Baylor by 10. Langston Love keeps the hot streak going for the Bears. They have hit 8 in a row. And pressure in the backcourt. Grimes with the steal. Pass in traffic to Love. Gets his own miss and puts it in. Langston Love working hard on the offensive glass.
Langston Love will play a pivotal role for this Baylor team, because he comes off the bench and what he provides for you is instant offense. He can heat up. We saw last game against Auburn. He hits 2 critical threes when Baylor needed him and they were struggling. he can provide some scoring off the bench to take away some of the pressure off the starting guards.
And here's a line change substitution for the Bears. 5 in, 5 out. Jaden Nunn, Jacoby Walter, Jalen Bridges, Joshua Johnwuna, and RayJ Dennis come back on the floor for Scott Drew. Bears lead by 14, minute and a half remaining in the first half. There's a nice alley-oop, made it look really easy. RayJ Dennis to Jalen Bridges.
I was going to say I like the switch up. I like the defensive change by Coach Bester, but then you give up that easy lob, and I changed my mind.
A lot of weapons there for Baylor. There's a three from the left wing by Drew Miller.
JBU has guards who can all shoot it. They can all shoot the ball. They all play the right way. They move the ball, and they knock down shots. This team is going to be good.
Miller's got 8 points here in the first half. Ojanwuna comes away with the loose ball. Final minute of the half. Tries to feed Bridges. Jacoby Walter maintains the possession. Walter had 28 the other night. He's got 2 so far here in the first half. And the loose ball controlled by Drew Miller.
And that'll be the biggest thing for Jacoby Walters, consistency. As a freshman, can you be able to have a big game and follow it up with another big game? That's a tough shot right there by Askew. Can you follow it up with another big game? Or will you be so up and down? Because a lot of times freshmen don't understand what it is every single night to bring the same thing. Because it's a learning curve, because it's his first time ever playing at this high of a level. So will Jacoby Walters be able to bring the same thing scoring-wise, game in, game out?
Less than a second difference in the 2 clocks. Bears could drain it for the most part and get the final shot of the half. RayJ Dennis puts the play in motion. Drives, layup, good by Dennis, and there's the halftime buzzer. Well executed by Baylor. Final possession of the half. King, the Bears lead by 13 at the intermission.
A strong take, but right now, if you're John Brown,
Palm Springs, they've got another game coming up tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
Against Evangel. So they're going to turn it around pretty quickly, but that shows how important this game was, that Coach Besta and JBU really wanted to play. This was the day to play it, and he said, we'll make it work. Jacoby Walter firing a three and knocking it down. First shot of the second half.
That's an NBA level skill right there. To run off the baseline, off of a down screen, get your feet set as quick as he did and get the three off. At 6'5", you get paid to do that on next level.
Walter had 2 points in the first half. His first made three in the game right there. Bears lead just like that is 16. Defensive pressure. You can see the Bears picking that up. Leads to the steal. Jaden Nunn all the way. Left the layup on the bottom of the rim. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by a Golden Eagle.
You already see right there off the first possession on defense, it has picked up. The message was received. Now, will the message still be able to be received throughout this whole half? TBD.
Bears to inbound. They've got their biggest lead of the game right here, 50-34. RayJ Dennis, trigger man, gets it inbounds to Jacoby Walter. Walter out of McKinney, Texas. Out on the baseline, lost the handle. Did it hit the out-of-bounds line? It did, but it was touched by a John Brown player. So the Bears will inbound with 10 on the shot clock. Dennis drops it in for Jalen Bridges. Into the paint, and that'll be a charge. Jalen Bridges whistled for the player control foul.
And I don't know if I love that call. I mean, he did hit him square in the chest, but I think that's one of those things where the size gap. Jalen Bridges is just so much bigger than my guy right here. One-on-one, and he dips his shoulder a little bit, but I just think that it wasn't as bad. It only looked bad because of the difference in size.
Well, and on the inbounds, there's a foul called on Jaden Nunn. So a couple of fouls on Baylor back-to-back. Again, some full court pressure by Baylor. Coach Drew's pleading his case with Jeb Hartness. Hartness, our lead official. Brent Hampton, Christopher Merlot, our 3 officials today. Doesn't take coaches long at all to get to midseason form talking to the officials. There is a steal by Baylor, not in the backcourt, but as they got the ball to the front court, Walter misses a three from the right-hand corner. John Brown the other way, a three of their own won't fall. Nifty pass, spin move, shot blocked in the paint. Bears run it the other way. Bridges turns it over, tried to bounce it to Chachua. Three by Askew. It's the bottom of the net from the left wing.
That's great looks. They're running in transition, running to the three-point line, not trying to go in, step behind the three-point line, get open looks that way. The new age of basketball, where we're not running in transition for layups, we're running to the in transition for threes.
Bears by 13. Short jumper, no good by none. Askew has it on the wing. Dribbles top of the key. Gives the ball away to Drew Miller. Miller for three. A little bit off balance, and he knocks it down.
That's one thing John Brown does. They hit contested shots. These shots are not wide open. The Askew one on transition was, but that was not a wide open shot. That was a contested three. This right here is tough.
Start the second half. That's what's gotten them within 10.
They come out here despite the 14, 16-point deficit at halftime. They are confident right now. When you're confident, you see plays like Drew Miller just had. They're hitting tough shots.
RayJ Dennis in the paint. Turnaround no good. Rebound by Malachi Reeves. Here come the Golden Eagles trying to get the deficit into single digits. Drive, ball knocked away, out of bounds. Will stay with John Brown with 11 on the shot clock. Seeing RayJ Dennis work there defensively against Noah Taylor. Askew inbounds under the bucket, and they turn it over. Out of bounds, ball goes over to Baylor.
I think this is a critical possession for Baylor. You have to be able to get a good shot, because if you take a bad shot and JBU comes down and hits another three, it could be a completely different ball game, and now you're giving them the ultra amount of confidence.
Dennis did a good job not to travel there, got the ball away. Now in the hands of Jacoby Walter. Drives in, cut off on the double team. Pass out, stolen away. Taylor. Noah Taylor brings it up for John Brown. To Tyron Collins. His dad was Terry Collins, played on the Oklahoma State team that played in the Final Four in 1995. Big Country Reeves. Remember him, Bryant Reeves? Askew a long three. Sails out of bounds.
You know, that was before my time.
Okay, all right, thanks.
I mean, I've heard of Big Country just
That's
because I've gone to Oklahoma State and they talked about him a few times. That was before my time.
That's fair. Bears on a 3-minute, 29-second scoring drought. Jason Beshta, the head coach. Nate Quilling is his assistant.
Where will Baylor get their offense from? When you have scoring droughts like this is what I'm very interested to see. Who will be that guy that Coach Drew says, hey, I need a bucket, go get me one?
Langston Love takes the shot, drives in, lays it in. There's two for Langston Love.
And it could be Langston Love. I mean, instant offense off of the bench. I mean, when he's in the game, he is looking to score, and he's always aggressive.
10 on the day for Langston Love. With two players in double-figure scoring. Jaden Nunn also has 10. There's lead by 12. Drive on the baseline, kick out, and another three-pointer by Malachi Reeves.
This JBU team is not going anywhere the way that they're shooting the ball, and that's just great patience right there from RayJ Dennis. I mean, his game is so smooth and relaxed, and he plays at such a great pace. He can get anywhere where he wants to get on the floor.
RayJ Dennis, the bucket for the Bears. It's an 11-point Baylor lead. Good ball movement by the Golden Eagles. And a steal on the perimeter by Dennis. One man to beat, crossover, lay-in. What a move by RayJ Dennis.
It just goes to smoothness right there. One-on-one in transition. Great gather step to get over the defender.
Beautiful shot there by RayJ. Gets him to 10 points, double digits on the day. Baylor lead is 13. Bears making them work. You know, John Brown has hit 3 of 5 threes in the second half, but they've had to work for every one of them. 3 misfires. RayJ Dennis. Nice feed to Langston Love, driving in on the left baseline.
Now this is more like Baylor. This is more what we're accustomed to see.
Lead is 15 for the Bears. Picking up the pressure on the defensive end, doing some nice plays on the offensive end. Like RayJ Dennis skiing on. Reeves has not missed a shot. He's 5 of 5 from the floor. Reeves also he's 1 of 1 shooting free throws. And Langston Love for the Bears off the bench has 12 points. He's having a nice day.
All right, instant offense. I mean, he could potentially be up with a 6th Man of the Year award, the way he scores the ball and how aggressive he is off of the bench.
Well, you said, you know, who's going to be the scorer? Who's going to get those buckets when you need them? And right after that, Langston Love had a bucket, so maybe he's the answer. Jaden Nunn drives in. Whistle and a foul. Stewart guilty of the foul. Baylor will go to the free throw line. We were just saying there hadn't been that many free throws today. We shouldn't have said it. Baylor's 3 of 7 at the line. John Brown's just had 1 free throw attempt today, and they hit it. A little bit different than that Auburn game the other night. That was a parade to the free throw line.
Yeah, I just hate that. I hate that. I mean, nobody comes to games to watch referees blow their whistle that many times. You come to watch the players play. Let the players play and officiate what is right and what is fair, but don't sit up there and have the team in the bonus at the 14-minute mark. Now the game lasts 2.5 hours when the game should typically be 2 or less.
1 of 2 free throws by Jaden Nunn. Bears lead by 16. Here's that backcourt pressure again by Baylor. Near collision and a steal by Nunn. Gives it away to RayJ Dennis. Diagonal pass out to Love, who knocks down the triple.
You know, that play right there just shows how good this team can be, because Jaden Nunn, he gives his all on the defensive side. Dives on the floor for loose balls, does the little things. RayJ Dennis posts up, and one of the best posting guards in the country, but not just scoring out of the post, being able to facilitate out of it, and you knock it down. Though it's a Langston Love who just knocks the tray down.
Backcourt pressure led to that bucket. Nearly got another steal. Very nice pass. And the layup is good by that man, Drew Miller, another 2.
We've seen Askew do that a few times. He's had some very, very nice passes in this game.
RayJ Dennis firing a 3, misses left iron. Loose ball up for grabs. Clay got it. Baylor leading by 17, 12.5 minutes on the clock. Yves Missi is in there. Oh. There's another off-balance 3 that is good by Drew Miller.
Drew Miller is having himself a night. My man is an elite shooter. Gets his feet down, 3 feet behind the three-point line. Contested or not, it's going up and it looks good.
He's got 16. It's almost like he's more comfortable shooting those off balance.
And that's how you know he's an elite shooter. I mean, you can tell he gets his feet set. His eyes are looking at the rim as soon as he catches the ball. One thing on his mind: if the ball can get up and get off and it's not getting blocked, hey, my man, it's a good look for him.
Yves Missi goes to the Baylor bench. Josh Ojanwuna is back on in the post. John Brown, 7 of 19 shooting threes today. Baylor by comparison 4 of 14. But that three-point shooting has been a real weapon for John Brown. Nunn, nice bounce pass. Underneath Jacoby Walter, the flush.
That's one thing about the Baylor guards this year. They are very, very unselfish. If you are open, they will find you, and they are all pretty solid passers.
Here's lead by 16. That one off the mark for Drew Miller. Ball goes out of bounds. We've got a timeout. 11:44 on the clock. Second half. Bears leading by 16 over the visitors. State top half of the league.
Yeah, when you look at this, I mean, everybody's so high on Kansas, but I think Kansas just doesn't have enough depth in order to win. I mean, they're going to win games in Allen because, you know, it's Allen Fieldhouse. But I just don't think they have enough depth to be that best team. When you look at the loss of Arterio Moore, it's a tough bucket right there. But also, it's hard to win. Be successful in college basketball when you're primarily playing through big men. KJ Adams, Hunter Dickinson, yes, they are great players. But if those are your main, good pass. If those are your main guys, it's hard to win. You have to have great guards and good guard play to get you over the hump and get you success in the NCAA tournament.
Well, the other factor I think this year in the Big 12 is the unbalanced schedule. You know, how does the schedule play out?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that equitable schedule like we've had the last few years.
Yeah, and even when you look at the Big 12, I don't think the Big 12 is as good as it's been in the past few years. I mean, from a talent perspective, I think the top of the top, they're really good. But when you look at the bottom 5 or 6, I really just don't think the Big 12 is as strong as it's been in recent years.
Jaden Nunn into the paint, working hard, gets the shot to fall and a foul. Boy, he made that happen.
Hey, he's just so quick. I mean, look at the moves that he puts on the guy right there, and then the strength. Not only is he fast, but he's really stocky. He has a really good frame that allows him to finish through contact right there. Gets the bump first, plays through contact, muscles his way through because of the size difference. I mean, look at the difference between Askew and Jaden Nunn. That toughness, that dog mentality that Jaden Nunn has. The mentality on the defensive side is almost reminiscent of Davion Mitchell. I mean, you look at what he did against Aiden Holloway in the last game. He had that mentality of, hey, coach, I want him. I got him. I'm going to slow him down. And you know what? He backed it up and he did it.
Bears lead it by 18 over John Brown. Golden Eagles continue to battle. Askew with the assist. Lucas Gabani with the bucket. 68-52 is our score. And there is a charge called on Miro Little.
Yeah, that's an obvious one right there. That was an obvious charge. Miro Little's extended the arm. But look at right here. Askew, once again, another great pass. He has been really, really good. Setting up his teammates, being able to find the open man when he's getting pressured by the guards of Baylor with the elite athleticism in the backcourt.
There's that pressure in the backcourt again by Baylor. Golden Eagles break it all the way. Layup is good by Tyron Collins. Collins, fifth-year senior from Muldrow, Oklahoma. Collins has 9 on the day. He's hit 4 of 5 shots from the floor. JBU has hit 5 of their last 6 as a team. Jaden Nunn again with the left-hand lay-in.
He's so hard to stop going downhill because of the speed in his body frame.
He clamps back down defensively right there against Askew. Ooh. Three-pointer. How about another one? Drew Miller knocks down another 3, his 5th made 3 today.
Drew Miller can fill it up. Great arc on the shot.
Miller's got 19 points this afternoon. Little gets the return pass from Caleb Lohner and lays it in. So missed from outside. Lohner was there to clean it up, gave Miro another shot, and he converts. 72-57, Baylor leads. D'Antoine Grimes, the steal. He will lay it in at the other end.
Yeah, I'm calling that a layup. I don't count that as a dunk.
No, he thought about it, didn't he?
He tried to, but that's a layup.
Let's ask him. Would you consider that a dunk? It's 2 points, however you slice it.
Oh, my goodness.
Another three from the left corner. That's Malachi Reeves. Puts him at 17 on the day. He has yet to miss from the floor. He's 7 of 7, 2 of 2 from three-point range, and he's hit the one free throw that John Brown has had today.
Man, these guys can shoot. They can shoot with the best of them, and it's all pure. Look at the pass.
Nice. None to Ojanwuna, who puts it in. Quick timeout for a sub. Baylor 12 right here in the Farrell Center.
There we go. We love to see success in all sports in Baylor.
We talk about farewell to Farrell, and that is the case for basketball, men's and women's, but then this building stays and becomes even more of a home for Baylor volleyball and Baylor acrobatics and tumbling. Back to play. John Brown, Askew all the way to the baseline, loses the handle. Turnover. Golden Eagles. 15 turnovers on the day now by JBU. 9 by Baylor. That's a number you can live with most often. Bears had 15 the other night, overcame that in the win over Auburn, but 11 of those came in the first half. RayJ Dennis, a three, left it just short. Collision going for the loose ball. Foul. Jake Nunn, 4 of Baylor's 12 steals. That ties his career high today. There's Jacoby Walter. He's got 7 points today. King, not the scoring explosion, the 28 that he had the other night.
Yeah, I mean, one thing he's going to have to learn is on a game like this, you have to be able to bring it every single time you step on the court. Not saying he's not bringing it tonight, because he still plays hard. And regardless if the ball is going in or not, he brings the same level of intensity. But offensively, the ball just hasn't fallen the same way, and he's going to have nights like that. He's going to have to learn how to fight through and bounce back. But I'm impressed with he brings it on the defensive side, regardless of the result on the offensive side.
John Woon, who comes up with a loose ball. Scramble for that ball on the floor. John Brown has it. They come away with the steal. Drew Miller brings it up.
Oh,
long range three. Drew Miller misses from three-point range.
I'm not mad at it. The way he's shooting the ball tonight, I'm getting it up too.
Give him the shot. The alley-oop there. Ball batted away. Miller again on the right wing. Underneath, turn around, shot no good. Rebound, Jacoby Walter. You know, another thing about Jacoby, he doesn't seem to be forcing his shot.
He doesn't, and that's one thing that I love about him. He lets the game come to him, and I think that he might have nights where it just doesn't come to him because the ball doesn't stick. He's not trying to be ultra aggressive. He lets the game come to him, and if the game doesn't really come to him offensively, he's still bringing other things to the table. But you're right, he never ever forces bad shots.
Langston Love with the assist to Josh Ojanwuna. The Bears lead by 18. Got a short timeout here. 6:06 mark. I'm sorry, 6:02 mark in the second half. Bears.
Reeves, you're knocking out of here saying I put up 17, I put up 19 on Baylor, and there's still 6 minutes to go. They could potentially have a 20-piece on the top 20 program, which is one of the best programs right now in college basketball. It's got to be a confidence booster, if anything.
Bears get the steal. Pass ahead, Langston Love. Love and Ojanwuna were both there, kind of ran into each other trying to take that pass. Neither able to collect it, and it goes out of bounds. So the Bears with another steal, but no points come out of that one. Under 6 minutes on the clock. John Brown with the ball. Oh, nice pass. Drew Wilson this time with the assist. And the bucket for Josh Stewart, sort of homegrown product from Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Beautiful alley-oop. RayJ Dennis to Eve Misi. $18-point advantage for the Bears at the 5-minute mark. No let up defensively by Baylor. RayJ Dennis will run it out of there.
Oh.
Whoa, nice looking shot.
He's just so smooth right there. The bump off to the turnaround fade. Such a tough shot, but smooth player. Oh.
How about another steal by Dennis? He will dunk it at the other end, giving 14 points on the day. He's got 8 assists to go along with it. And the Bears lead by 22.
2 dunks in one game. I don't know if he has ever had 2 dunks in one game.
Harry knocks the ball away. How about another one? Yes, sir! RayJ Dennis.
3 dunks in one game. I know for a fact he's never had 3 in one game.
Defense leads to offense there. Bears really extending the lead. There's a steal by Eve Misi. Up the floor to Love. He will miss the layup, tipped in by Walter. They'll wipe out the basket with a foul call. Last time they had that many or close to that, was 21 against Central Arkansas, November of 2021. It's a really good sign there defensively by Baylor. Here's Langston Love at the free throw line. First one is good. There's 5 of 11 shooting free throws today. John Brown still with just 1 free throw today. They hit it, the 1 of 1, but only 1 trip to the line.
Because majority of their shots coming from the three-point line. They letting it fly from behind the arc.
26-point lead. Nearly steal number 18. Right there. Runner no good. Rebound. Pulled down by Jalen Bridges. D'Antoine Grimes dances with his dribble. Gives to Bridges. Three-pointer just short. Miro Little has it, and he's fouled. Nice mix here late in the game. The guys that are on the floor, Jalen Bridges, who's a starter, everybody else. You know, part of these early season games is combinations and chemistry, and this is kind of a lab session when you get to put it on the floor against another team.
And also when you have so many guys who can play on this team, I think minutes like these are critical to show who gets those last spots in the rotation.
Grimes drives, kicks, three-pointer by Love. He knocks it down. That ties his career high with 20 points on the day for Langston Love.
Langston Love, instant offense, and my man can really, really shoot the ball.
It's a 13-0 run by the Bears. Really finishing strong today, under 3 minutes to play. 91-62, Baylor on top. Got another 3 for good measure by Noah Taylor from the left wing. Taylor, the senior from Dallas.
They really shot the 3 pretty well. I mean, they're almost shooting 40%. They're at 39 right now for the game. Actually, they're shooting 42% from the 3. They shot the ball fairly decent today.
There's a steal. Jalen Bridges takes it away. 18 on the day. Miro Little on the feed gets the lay-in. Bears threatening 100 now. These school kids will go crazy if they or more crazy if Baylor gets to 100 points. 2 minutes exactly to play in the game. Big shot in the lane. Shot no good. Ball out of bounds. Will stay with John Brown.
Baylor's definitely turned up their intensity this half. The message was received, and Austin Sachs has to go score the basketball, exactly. Man. He has to go do something.
Baylor coaches wearing the military-themed shirts today, the polos. Of course, Veterans Day coming up on Saturday. We salute our heroes in the military. Three-pointer, no good. D'Antoine Grimes grabbed in the backcourt by Noah Taylor.
You know, Coach Besta has some really impressive out-of-bounds plays. The play that just happened was really, really tough. Even though they missed the shot, it was a great draw. I've been really impressed with his out-of-bounds plays.
He's going to get some guys off his bench. Camden Jackson is in, freshman from Crescent, Oklahoma. Evan Goldman, a freshman from Evansville, Arkansas. And Nash Wessels, a freshman from Thailand, 6'10" freshman. D'Antoine Grimes shooting free throws. Caleb Lohner back on for the Bears, the BYU transfer. Looking for point number 95 on the day, and he gets it right there. With a minute 46 to play. 30-point lead, biggest of the day for Baylor. Reverse layup, no good. Rebound, Caleb Lohner.
Oh, good pass. Oh
wow. Going for the alley-oop, just off the hands of Eve Nisi.
Oh, my.
And Lohner the block. Grimes ahead to Miro Little, who's hacked. So Miro Little will shoot 2 free throws. Clock stops with a minute 17 to go. Give you that upcoming schedule for the Bears. Back in action on Sunday, then again on Tuesday. Then to New York for the games there. The NIT season tip-off actually in Brooklyn. Upcoming games in non-conference, they'll play Michigan State coming up December 16th. How about Michigan State drop their season opener on Monday?
You know what's interesting about Michigan State, you see the foul right there, clear foul. Not only did they drop the season opener, they also lost to Tennessee in an exhibition game. They're technically 0-2 right now. And both of the games were at home, so they're technically 0-2 in their season.
Wow.
Even though the exhibition didn't count. But Tennessee's a really good team. They have a lot of depth. But James Madison, you shouldn't drop that one, especially if you're number 14 in the country.
I think I saw Tom Izzo, his first November loss at home ever.
Ooh.
How about that?
I'm not surprised. You know, Izzo's one of those coaches, that's not, you don't lose in those games.
Baylor will play Michigan State in Detroit December 16th. From there, go to New York, Madison Square Garden to play Duke on December 20th.
Oh, wow. So that's basically a home game.
Yeah.
They're going on the road to play Michigan State.
Final minute of this game today. John Brown firing away. Jackson misses. Out of bounds, ball will stay with the Golden Eagles.
Baylor's not going to get to 100. The kids aren't going to see the 100 mark. Because you know Coach Drew's going to pull it out. They're not getting to 100.
That's right. That's right. Into the paint. Goodness. How about another swat by Eve Nisi?
Oh, my. Goodness
blocks
gracious.
On the day by Baylor. That is now 6 blocks today by the Bears. Nisi has 3 of those himself. Austin Sachs knocks that ball out of bounds. Now the only difference would be if they can get Austin a shot.
Yeah.
They'll give him that.
But even then, you know Coach Drew, because he's a stand-up guy. He's not on that type of energy.
That's true.
Oh.
Hook shot on the baseline by Nash Wessels. There's Sachs for 3.
Oh.
No good. Back iron. Back to him. Another shot.
You know what? At least he took 2.
He got 2 cracks at the bucket there. They're looking for him again.
Oh, my
he lost
goodness.
the handle. Austin Sachs, a couple of shots at a 3. There's a foul. D'Antoine Grimes commits the foul. 7.8 seconds to go.
You know, last year Austin Sachs was not looking to shoot the ball when he came into the game. So I am just impressed. with the fact he got up 2 shots within 10 seconds. One of them has to fall this year. He will get his first. I don't know if he had his first points last year. But when we were doing the games, he would not shoot the ball. He would be super timid. I love the semi-aggression that we just saw.
I love it. He may get another one here. Final 5 seconds of the game. Miro Little's going to dribble out the final seconds. 20th ranked Baylor goes to 2-0. They win on their home floor for the first time this season. Final score, Baylor 96, John Brown University 70.
We saw Baylor